Reese right here with Adore Her Beauty, back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be answering a question from a new subscriber, which reads, I have facial hair, but my mom advised me to never remove it because it'll just grow back. It's not as much as this, but it's just annoying when I feel it on my chin and sideburns. What do you suggest? Do I leave it or remove it? First of all, thank you so much for your question, and thank you for trusting me with providing an answer that may be useful for your particular situation. So when it comes to removing hair, it's several types of hair. So this is a picture. It is of a male, but it was the only type of hair example that I could find to kind of explain. So my suggestion is, and I did reply in the actual comment, but I decided to make a video for everyone. But my suggestion is, when it comes to deciding if you should remove or keep the hair, look at the texture of the hair. Look at the nature of the hair. Is it thin, like we see in this video here? Is it minimal? Is it something that you can live with without having to remove it? Now, I know she said that it is annoying when she, feels it, sees it, or whatever. But if it's not as bad, if you could take a step away from your mirror and you don't see it, then I would suggest to not tamper with it. Just leave it alone, especially because if you're unsure if you have any type of hormonal imbalance. If, however, it looks like this, then you may want to consider waxing. And waxing or electrolysis or laser versus Nair versus blue powder. What's it called, you guys? Blue magic powder or something like that. That little shaving powder versus shaving. Did I mention shaving? Any of those type of removal options. You want to go with either waxing or electrolysis or laser when the hair is like this. This is terminal hair. The previous photo was vellus hair. So if it's vellus hair, leave it. If it's terminal, consider waxing. If it looks like this, and this is what I believe the particular subscriber who asked a question is maybe facing with. If it's like this, where it's the sideburns, it's hair on your neckline, it's hair on your cheeks, could you live with this? Like, is it really that upsetting to see that? If you remove all societal standards and societal norms, is this really that bad? Now, we're speaking on if hormonal imbalances are present. If you don't have any type of hormonal imbalance, sure, remove it. But if you have any type of hormonal imbalance, and you can see it in like delayed menstrual periods, fluctuations with your menstrual periods, then remove it. If it looks like this, definitely remove it. if you have an imbalance. Now, this could be a different type of condition, but we're labeling it, this particular visual, as hirsutism. You can see the hairs on her cheeks. It's thicker sideburns. It's hair underneath the ears. It's hair on the neck. If the hair is to this degree and you're wanting and considering on removing the hair, remove it via waxing, via electrolysis, via laser. It's way too much to tweeze, but tweezing properly is also another option that I would put above shaving and above chemical depilatory such as Nair. So if it looks like this, remove it. If it looks like this, leave it alone. If you have hormonal imbalances, if you have signs of PCOS, if you have irregular menstrual periods, if you have any type of hormonal fluctuations and inconsistencies, and you're noticing this much hair on your face, leave it alone. Why? Because no one can see this. You can see it because you have a 10-time magnifying mirror. Or you so close to the mirror, you bump your head too far or too close, you're banging it up against the mirror. No one can see this. Again, my rule of thumb is take a step back from the mirror. If you cannot see the facial hair, no one else can see it either. When you're in the store, out and about, at the game, on a date, they not seeing this. Our bodies are covered with hair for protection mechanisms, protecting our bodies from environmental harm and other types of harm. It's there for a purpose. So if it's this much, I really do think you can be okay with it. Because if you do have hormonal imbalances and you shave or something, it's going to be worse. Now, dermaplaning with hirsutism. This trend is still pretty hot, but there was a point where everybody was doing it. They were spraying their face with this white substance that illuminates every hair on your face. And they were taking little razors and they were shaving their faces, aka dermaplaning. But it's done with a scalpel in a spa setting with a licensed esthetician who also incorporates skincare with it. They know certain products and ingredients and tools and methods. They have certain equipment to work with keeping your skin in a state where shaving alone and using some run-of-the-mill product will not get you with that quote-unquote glass skin, shiny skin, whatever. But if you have hirsutism, even in that type of setting, I personally don't think you should get dermaplaning, because this is technically shaving your face. It is exfoliating because shaving exfoliates, just like waxing exfoliates. You're doing an exfoliation. Yes, you're getting rid of the dead skin cells. Yes, you are getting rid of vellus hair. But if you have hormonal imbalances, you are cutting that vellus hair at the surface. It's still connected to the root. It has a lot of hormonal influctuations pumping it up. It can become terminal. So I suggest, if you have hirsutism, PCOS, any type of hormonal imbalance, do not even dermaplane. I wanted to show this is what it looks like when you shave those little vellus hairs. When you shave those vellus hairs, I know I've seen so many studies that say shaving doesn't do this, that it only blunts the tip of the hair. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not a trachea, whatever them people that work with hair. I'm none of that. But I have seen many, many women lay on my table. Different women, different backgrounds, different body and chemical makeups. And the one common denominator is telling the story. So I go by experience when I say this. Definitely don't shave. Definitely don't shave. When I see hair like this, short, stubbly, thick, my first question is, did you shave? And they're like, yeah, I just be shaving it. Yeah. If it's like this, just wax it. If you can't afford laser electrolysis, waxing would be the next option. Not an epilator. Maybe. I have to try epilator one day just to see what it does. But yeah. I also wanted to show, when I was looking online for images, I saw some of my work. Look at this. This is my work. Because I know all my clients' chin. And I know my work. This I found was posted in 2022. So it's been a long time ago. But this is my work, and they are using it on their website to promote electrolysis. Is your girl good at what she do with this waxing, or is she good at what she do with this waxing? Now, I'm not even going to reach out to this company because it's in Montego Bay, which is neither here or there. But, I mean, this is 4 years old. They want to promote whatever. But I hope this video was helpful, insightful. Hopefully, I answered the question. It goes by case basis. But thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.